Let me start off with a couple of questions. Lee, I know that this project had been in Hollywood for a while. A couple of different directors were attached to it. How did it get to you?
It was Pedro Almodovar that was going to direct it, and it was a script that was in a book. I love the book, and it was by my bed, and it stayed with me since Precious. Push. It's been with me for 13 years.
And were there any things that you, when you read it, you said, I want to do it, but something I want to change about it, or you tried to stay as close to the book as you could?
No, I thought that the book was, hi everybody, thanks for coming. I thought that the book was, the two major changes were that the Yardley character was black. I felt that I had to put my voice into Pete Dexter's book, and so I had to bring me into the book. So that was the big change. And Macy's character, David and I were going to do a movie called Selma about Martin Luther King. So my headspace was very civil rights. So I put a twist, I put the racial tension from the 60s in the film.
Nicole, one of the first things you did was you accepted the role to prepare for the character. How did you imagine her?
I had a conversation with Lee, and obviously I read it, and I kind of went, this has to be authentic, so I wanted to find a way in, and Lee said, you should meet with some women that I know and that I can set up with, who are in love with men that are in prison, or are having relationships, or sort of obsessed with men in prison. So I met with 5 different women that Lee arranged, and that was how I kind of found my way in. And actually one of them said to me, because I freaked out and went, oh, this really isn't me, I don't know how I'm going to be authentic in this role. And then one of them said, no, you go, girl. I just see you doing this. And she kind of gave me the confidence, and then I kind of just let it flow out of me, and I sort of started to, I don't know, I just kind of went with it, and I didn't want to censor myself in any way, and so I just went straight into the character and kind of didn't step out of it till we finished filming. It's the only way.
Are there physical things you do, like thinking about the walk or the hair, things like that you did also?
Well, Lee was obsessed with the butt. He wanted my butt to be bigger and all this sort of stuff, so I was like, okay, I can do that. And I think physically I just wanted to find the sexuality of her, which, you know, doesn't, I mean, that's sort of, obviously every character that you play, there's parts of, it comes from places within you, or the director triggers things that then ignite emotions and feelings within you, and so for me, the freedom of her sexuality was important, and that's why, from really the point that I was in Lee's hands, I didn't want to be saying no to anything, which is, you know, it's an important part of being an actor, is learning not to shut down and not to say no and be completely free and open. And I think as you get older, you get a little more frightened, particularly now in this day and age. It's, you know, there's so many kind of, I suppose, opinions and stuff, and that's the thing that makes me want to go, oh, you know, screw this, I just want to push through that and never stop myself from being brave or fighting through things, fighting through my own insecurities.
David, this period is, I think for especially us Northerners, almost a kind of mythic America in a way, America that almost exists in literature and legend in a way. What was it like for you to sort of dive into this period and this region of America?
Well, as Lee said, you know, we had spent about 1.5 years or maybe even 2 years talking about this film Selma, in which I was going to play Martin Luther King. So we were very steeped in civil rights and all that kind of stuff. And when, for whatever reason, that didn't look like it was going to be happening, and Lee sent me this script, which, as he said, originally in the screenplay and obviously in the book, the character was white. You know, I was so in Reverend Martin Luther King land. The idea of this dark sort of sexual threat, I was like, Lee, why are you sending me this? I mean, we're about to go and preach, you know, you know, but like I say, he then said, no, I look at this character of Yardley, and I want to change him. I want to make him black, and I want to look at what it is to be black in America at this time through this quite arrogant man. And we started talking about us as artists in Hollywood, and we started, you know, admitting to ourselves that actually we are different when we're trying to get a financier to do a film, or when we're, you know, in a studio trying to get our way than we are when we're back home with our mums, or when we're, you know, it's a different kind of thing. And so we started looking at what is that thing? What is that? What are the masks you put on in order to get by? And that, of course, was going on hugely in America at that time. And so we decided to really push it. What I didn't expect was for Lee to call me up one day while I was walking my dog and to say, you know what, we're going to make him African American, but he's pretending to be British. And I was like, what are you talking about? And, you know, for ages I was like, Lee, no. And he went, no, this is great because this is what I experienced, he was saying. And so it was a very, very fascinating thing to examine someone who deliberately plays the system, you know, out of ignorance of what, you know, he's doing in the South, but he actually knows exactly what he's doing. It's fascinating to me.
And Lee, finally, could you talk a little bit about what did you use for the look of the film? Were there films that you saw you thought, I want to sort of to look like that, or any kind of images that you brought with you that in a certain way informed your choices visually?
I studied every film that was done in the late 60s through early 70s. You know, anywhere from Cool Hand Luke to Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. I tried to, what I wanted you all to feel was that you had seen a film that was made in the early 70s. A film that looked like, flaws and all, that it was edited, it was shot, acted, music in the early 70s. I remember I told Nicole, I thought I was going to lose it for a second. I said, Nicole, even I think maybe we'll get the dubbing, the lips to lip sync off. And she looked at me like I was on crack. I don't think so.
What was the Warhol film that you had me look at?
Heat.
Heat.
Which is Sunset Boulevard.
Sunset Boulevard.
Yeah.
Okay, let me get some questions from all of you. Yes, right here. Hold on.